In this study, we tested, it was a randomized clinical trial in which we tested intermittent calorie restriction, a protocol in which patients, they were doing a sort of what people refer to as the modified 5-2 diet. So they were basically reducing the intake of calories 2 days per week, which basically practically meant to eat 1 or 2 salads with a very light dressing. The intervention lasted 12 weeks, and we had 2 groups, one group on the intervention and in the control. So the main finding of what was our main finding was that we definitely impacted on body weight. So there was a significant reduction over the course of the study in the people of the body weight and other measures of body weight, like body mass index and waist circumference, and also significant changes in body composition, so in adiposity. And we know, based on our preclinical studies, that changes in adiposity could definitely impact the overall balance of pro or anti-inflammatory molecules in the circulation, which is also what we looked at. In particular, we looked and measured in the blood at levels of specific molecules that are called adipokines, that are produced by the adipose tissue and then could potentially modulate also inflammatory responses. And we've seen changes of these adipokines as a reflection of the diet, which were all were towards influencing inflammation by reducing systemic inflammation, which is a positive outcome. Then other results of this study including effects that we have seen on the diet on different immune cell subsets, of course, that they also can contribute to the disease, as well as also we looked at clinical outcomes. And we have seen, even if we know these results, they need to be taken with caution, because this study was a short study and there could be many different factors that could drive what we saw. We have seen that a patient on the diet performed better in terms of some cognitive assessment that we did, as well as they were reported beneficial effects on measures of fatigue that were ameliorated in the people that were doing the diet compared to the control, and in general other measure or overall physical and psychological well-being. So it's not just one individual outcome that we looked at, but several that altogether, were associated with the intervention.
How do we sort of decide the specifics of diets for each individual?
Yeah, so that's an important question, and that's also why one of the reasons, let's say, in this particular area there is a lot of information, but a lot of this information is actually, those are quite often claims that are not really supported by robust scientific evidence. Because in order, there are people that are advocating for one diet or another, but you need a well-designed clinical study in order to demonstrate that one diet is better or could be more specific for that particular disease. So I think what we are trying to do as a scientific community is just to increase the number of high-quality studies that could answer some of these questions. In the meantime, based on what we know right now, what we can advise patients as well as physicians that are counseling patients is that what's important is just to maintain an healthy body weight. We think it's, this basically based on the current evidence, it's important to